response. This is the third of the 4 steps involved in habit loop, which of course by some manipulations you can use to build good habit or break bad habit easily. I talked about cue, which is the number 1, number 2 the craving, and now the response. Response is actual doing of the habit. Let's take for instance, when you have a text message in your phone, you have the ding ding, which is the sound, right, which is the cue. Now you feel that you have to check your phone, which is the craving, the feeling. Now the actual checking of the phone is the response. So for building good habit, you need to make the response easy, while for breaking bad habit, you need to make the response difficult. How do you make the response easy? By 3 major tricks. Number 1, reducing friction. Number 2, priming the environment. Number 3, using 2 minutes rule. Let's go to the number 1, reducing friction. Reducing friction simply means reducing the number of steps between you and your good habit. Let's say, for example, you want to develop a situation whereby all the time your room or your house or your environment has to be clean. Then now think, for you to make the environment to be clean, you need what? You need to get the broom, you need to get the parker, and after you sweep the room, you have to take the dirt into the dustbin. The necessity of these steps may make you not to want to even do the cleaning, because you will feel, oh my god, there are so many steps involved. So the reducing friction is removing these steps smartly in a smart way. Let's take for this in this case, you can bring the broom in your room. The broom has to be in your room, for instance. For the parker, get a small nice parker, put it in your room, let it be there. This is where it stays. And number 3, the dustbin, get a small nice dustbin, put it in your room. This is where it stays. So that anytime you want to sweep your room or your environment, the cleaning materials are close by. You can use least effort to grab them, and then when you finish the sweeping, you can use least effort to put the dirt into the dustbin. So you see, this is what you call reducing friction. That's why this idea of reducing friction is the major concept being used by so many technological industries. Because when you look at, for instance, if you are looking for an information, ordinarily you need to go to the library, open a book, check the book, and what have you. But now Google comes. Google say that just type, I will give you the answer. It makes it easy for you. That's why we get addicted to Google. Anytime you need an answer, you say search Google. And number 2, let's take for example, if you are looking for any video, any film or whatever, instead of you going to buy the CD, to buy the cassette, what you do, YouTube say, oh my god, just type, I will give you the result. So anything, whenever you are searching for a video, you just go to Google, you just type, it gives you the result. You see, the idea is reducing the friction, reducing the number of steps between you and the actual thing you want. So this is number 1. Number 2, priming the environment. Priming your environment means keeping the environment ready for the habit all the time. Let's say, for instance, I want to be keeping cleaning my room all the time. Of course, in the first example, like your aim is to develop a cleaning habit. So priming the environment meaning that do not make the environment dirty in the first place. When you take cup from somewhere, from wherever, from the locker, you use it to drink water on your table, do not leave it on the table, take it back to the locker. When you eat food, do not leave the plate there, take it back to where you bring it. By this, whenever you come to clean the house, you see that, oh my god, there is nothing to even clean. So you see, you make the cleaning easy. So this is priming the environment. Make the environment ready for the action, so that when you come to do the actual action, it will be much easier for you. And number 3, which is 2 minutes rule. In 2 minute rule is the idea of reducing the actual habit to 2 minutes. Let's say, for instance, I want to develop a reading habit, and oh my god, I want to start. You don't start by saying I have to read the whole book, I have to read half of the book. No. Let's say, for example, just take the book, read it in 2 minutes, finish. So as time goes on, you will be increasing the time slowly as the habit becomes part of you. So the idea is starting from the easiest to the hardest. When you start from the hardest, you will easily get tired and get bored, and tomorrow you don't want to go back to the same action. So that's why this making it easy, making the response easy, is very key to developing good habit or breaking bad habit. Of course, in the case of bad habit, you need to make the response difficult. Let's say you too much watch television. then what do? Anything that will lead you to watching the television, you have to make it impossible. You have to make it somewhat impossible for yourself to watch the television. How? By increasing the number of steps that are needed. For you to watch television, you need to plug in, you need to use the remote, for example, you need to switch on the television. So then, for example, increase the number of steps. How, for example, when you finish watching, for example, let's say now you finish watching, take the remote, remove the batteries, go and hide them, go and put them in a separate room. Go and take the remote to another separate room. Then unplug the socket so that whenever you want to use the television again, you have to go to room A, get a battery, go to room B, get the remote, and then come and plug and watch it. You see, you increase the number of steps. By this, you develop the likelihood of you just giving up. Oh my God, it's too difficult. I'll just give it up, So like you feel like you don't want to do it. So this is the response. In case of anything, any comment, any contribution that you're going to give, please put it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for your time. This is Bashtin. Our aim is to bring things closer and make things easier. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.